Can you make a 5-second prediction here for us? How long does this go on?
I hope it ends soon. I don't think it will end before the Hate America rally on the mall on Saturday, where all the Marxists and Antifa people and all the people who hate Trump and hate America will be there.
So just to be clear, peacefully protesting a wannabe dictator means you hate America. Attacking the Capitol to overturn an election, patriotic walking tour.
Nothing screams insecurity like Trump planning a vanity military event right during the No Kings protest. You know, the one that was hugely successful?
Military celebration at Camp Pendleton near San Diego has led to a clash between Vice President Vance and California Governor Newsom. The Navy and Marine Corps will take part in a land, air, and sea demonstration to mark the Marine Corps' 250th birthday next month. No word on how the event will be paid for, since the government shutdown has frozen funds for non-essential events in the Defense Department. Now, there had been reports the demonstration would involve live round explosions and shut down one of the busiest highways in the country, with Governor Newsom saying the Trump administration has now backed down. Vice President Vance's team, though, calling the reports fake news. The Vice President and War Secretary Hegseth are both expected to attend.
It was actually MeidasTouch that broke the news that Trump was planning on shutting a portion of the I-5 freeway and holding this vanity military parade. The I-5 freeway is one of the largest freeways in Los Angeles. And of course, he had it timed to the No Kings protest. Many people would have to take that freeway to get to the various protests that they would want to go. Or if nothing else, create havoc, which is what this is all about. The fact of the matter is this is the 250th year of the Marines. And so this vanity parade that was planned around Camp Pendleton, and perhaps the use of some sort of firing of missiles out of Los Angeles, just happened to be scheduled on the same day of the No Kings protest. Not because of any vanity of Trump. Of course it was because of Trump's insecurity. He's the most insecure man to ever hold the office of president, and perhaps one of the most insecure men ever. He was so bothered by the thousands and thousands and thousands of people who came out in the last No Kings protest, knowing this many was going to do that again today, that he had to plan like a counter event, and he had to use the military to do it because that is his power at his disposal. He doesn't have enough actual support from the people to plan a counter protest. The fact is his use of the military is hugely unpopular among poll after poll after poll. People don't like him sending in the military in cities across the country.
We are the richest country in the history of the world. How do we provide a good quality life for our kids? Should we have the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any major nation? Highest rate of senior poverty? Those are the issues. You disagree with me? Fine. You got a better idea than mine? Great. Let's go forward. Let's discuss those issues. Let's not attack each other personally, that we're un-American, that we hate America. That's nonsense. That just divides us. Let's come together. Let's discuss the real issues. Let us create the kind of extraordinary country that we know we can create.
Nobody really wants to be under a dictatorship. And frankly, during this shutdown, having this vanity pay when people in the military are not even getting paid, I can think of something no less disrespectful than making people show up, not even because they have to defend something, but in order to appease the ego of this man, and to do it while not getting paid or doing this shutdown. But this is Trump. He's so fragile. His ego is so fragile. He has to try to use the military to counter it.
There are protest activities being organized for this weekend. Part of it are Democrats saying they want to reclaim the American flag. It's also being titled No King's Day. Does the president see himself as a king? And does the White House expect to see American flags being flown during these protests this weekend?
The president views himself as the president of the United States of America. This is a constitutional republic, and we want to see all of our citizens be proud of the country in which they are given the privilege and the blessing to live.
You know, a few of the things that people who are going to be out there on the streets peacefully protesting are upset about, starting with the basics, signing an executive order to do away with birthright citizenship, which is literally in the Constitution, sending troops into blue cities.
Oh, you mean anchor babies?
Unilaterally implementing tariffs, which Congress gets to do. I already talked about the 170 Americans who've been locked up. Cracking down on the First Amendment, detaining students for op-eds you don't like, targeting law firms, universities, reallocating funds appropriated by Congress to fund your big ICE force, firing inspectors generals that are looking into your friends like Elon Musk, making billions off of crypto scams, and your kids are running all over the world making deals. And the Trump administration has defied 1 in 3 judges that have ruled against him. And you're seeing that from judges appointed up from Reagan up to Donald Trump that are saying absolutely not. You are breaking the law in taking some of these actions. All of that is what No King's Day is about.
Governor Gavin Newsom came out forcefully against the idea of shutting down the freeways for this Vanity Fair, and it worked. They had to back off their plans, planning instead something at Camp Pendleton. Now, the fact is that not only Trump with this vanity parade, but we saw Speaker Mike Johnson and others try to degrade, try to deter people from coming out to the No Kings protest. But people in the No Kings protest came out anyway, because this is an essential part of our democracy, the freedom not only of speech, but the freedom of assembly. And they may call it Antifa as much as they want, just like they lie about healthcare and lie about the Epstein files. But practicing our rights in our democracy, the right to vote, the right to speak out, the right to protest, is so fundamental that those of us who care about our democracy are not going to give it up, no matter how many vanity parades that they plan or how many times they want to defame it or disparage it. American patriotism is about speaking out and speaking up.
Do you have any thoughts on the upcoming No Kings events that are taking place this weekend, and any advice for those who might be participating?
Well, my advice is, if you participate, do so peacefully, do so thoughtfully, because there's one person that hopes you don't, that hopes there is disruption, there's some violence, and he will exploit that, and he will take advantage of that in a profound and consequential way. I hope people come out in unprecedented numbers. And I hope they do it not just for themselves, but for each other and for the 249 years that our founding fathers lived and died for, and those enduring principles that are at stake. No kings. A declaration of independence against the tyranny, against lawlessness, in the context that there was no rule of law. It was the rule of king. And I think increasingly people are waking up to the rule of law in this country, increasingly appearing to be the rule of Don. And I hope it's dawning on people how precious this moment is and what's at stake. And so I hope people put a stake in the ground, take the opportunity and time to participate this weekend, but again, do so peacefully with a deep realization of the consequences and what the founding fathers were all about. Co-equal branches of government, popular sovereignty, the rule of law, fundamental values that have endured for 249 years. And all of that is at stake.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.